Have you ever heard the statements from people where they'll say, "Sidla nile mali," especially when they know that you've got some money saved up to, or when you just gotten paid, they'll ask you, "When are we eating this money?" These questions normally baffle me. They concern me because they give me an idea that for many people, the comprehension of money ends at making it and spending it. It does not go beyond that many people do not have a full understanding of the role of money or what money is supposed to be in their lives. The downside of only understanding money as just making it and spending it is that you'll always work for money. Now, what is money, or what is this part that you need to understand about money? Over and above that, you do need to spend it. But what is it that you need to understand about money? Is that money is time. And not to be confused with time is money. No. It's not the same thing, but rather money is time. What do I mean that money is time? The more money you spend, the more time you are going to spend making that money back. Let me say that again. The more money you spend, the more time you are going to spend making that money back. While this may sound okay, but I need you to be mindful of this. You are not getting any younger. You are not getting any younger. The older you get, the less energy you have, the more responsibilities you have, the more it becomes important for you to spend time with people that matter the most to you. Because as older as you get, the closer you are knocking to the heaven's door. We need to also be realistic of that our time becomes limited. Our time in this earth becomes lesser and lesser and lesser. While this is inevitable for every one of us, however, if you've got people that matter to you, if you've got people that are close to your heart and you would love to spend more time with them before the time comes whereby you have to knock to the heaven's door, you want to have time to spend with them. But when are you going to have time to spend with them when all your time is spent working for money? Where every day you have to wake up and go to work so that you can make that money back so that you can be able to survive. When are you going to get time? When are you going to ever have time to be able to allocate to the things that matter to you, to the things that re-energizes you, to the things that fill your cup? When are you ever going to get time to do that when constantly you have to work for money? It will be hard for you to do that. And so money is time. The more money that you can keep, the more time that you can have back. The more money that you can allocate and invest and save, the more time you can leverage to the things that matter to you. Secondly, money is choice. And what do I mean by money is choice? Let's look at this thing simply. Let's put it on the ground. Ne? When you have money, you have choice. Unlike people who do not have money. When you do not have money, you don't have a choice. But when you have money, you have a choice. For simple things, just to look at simple things, you can decide where you're going to spend your money. You can feel like, you know what, I don't want to shop at Boxer. Instead, I want to go shop at ShopRite. I no longer want to buy fake things. I want to buy original designer things. That is having a choice. And you only have a choice when you have money. When you don't have money, you do not have a choice. You take what is given to you. That is why they always say beggars are not choosers, because you do not have. And so if you do not have, how do you then have a choice? Now, the problem is, if you're a person that tends to spend everything that comes in, you will constantly have limited choices. You will constantly not feel in control of your life, because what you spend is what goes out, and thus you having choices is limited. You can't decide that, you know what, today I just do not feel like doing anything. I just want to go for a massage. You can't do that. You do not have the money. You do not have the resources to be able to finance that. You can't decide that, you know what, today I don't feel like cooking. I want to eat out instead of eating in. You can't decide that, because all your money that is coming in, it is what is going out, because you are in a spending mentality instead of a saving and an investing mentality. And so money is choice. If you have money and you are able to allocate money and you understand the role of money, you start realizing that you have far better choices than many people. Like the biggest choice for me right now that I'm trying to work towards using money, because I understand what money is now, is me having a choice on when it's time for me to retire. Like that for me is very, very important. The normal retirement age is after 55 and 60 and above. And I know for a fact that I will not I will not work until I'm that old because I want to enjoy that last part of my life. I want to feel like I'm living and not have to live every day having to go to work consistently. And so right now, I'm trying to do everything in my means to make sure that I allocate my resources to give me more choices, to give me the ability to decide when do I want to retire. Because then I will know that if I do retire at the age of 45, I will be able to sustain my life and live comfortably so without having to worry about the next paycheck or without having to worry about running out of money. But that requires me to understand that money is not just for earning and spending. So now that we understand these two things, that money is not just about earning and spending, but that money is time and that money is choice. Why is it important for us to know these things, and why it is important for you to learn to keep money? I'm just going to give you a few reasons as to why it's important to learn to keep money and to learn to think beyond spending, but rather time and choice. Why? Once you start understanding that money is not just about spending, but rather time and choice, that will be the day you stop working for money and money starts working for you. I'll give you a very clear example. Where's my phone? This year on my Easy Equities portfolio, I'm looking at my phone. This year on my Easy Equities portfolio, I was able to reach 100K. Not because I saved and not because I invested 100K, but because my money is working for me. Let me first check if there's anything that I need to blur. And I love the new look of Easy Equities, by the way. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I'm gonna put it here on the screen. You know what? I'm gonna put it here. Let me record here so that you see what I'm talking about. Right now, my portfolio is sitting at 103,673 cents. It's sitting at over 100,000. Not because I invested 100,000. I invested less than that. But the money that I've put in has given me a profit of 9,200. That is money working for me. That is how you start saying, you know what, I no longer work for money, but money works for me. I had a drive to make sure that I reach 100K, but I didn't have to actively invest 100K. I was able to reach 100K because of the profit of the money that I had put in, which was less than 100K. That is a sign that your money is working for you. It is doing the work for you. Randomly so, I will get notifications. Randomly so, I'll get notifications of dividends. I'm going to scroll quickly. I'm going to just scroll, even though it's not a lot because my money is not that much in those investments. But randomly so, in the year, I'll just get notifications of dividends, 11 rands, 9 rands, 6 rands, 16 rands, 16 rands, 224, 72 cents, 424, 1 rand, 16 rands, 1 rand 60, 36 cents, you get the point. 57 rands, you get the point. I think you more than get the point right now that I'm trying to make. Randomly, I will get just money coming in just because I invested, and that is my money working for me. And so when you start understanding that money is not just for spending, but that money is time, money is choice, then you stop working for money and money will start working for you. Now, even though an aspect of my finances is that part whereby my money is working for me, but I also still have to work. I still have to wake up and go to work because I haven't reached that level of my finances whereby I fully have a choice to decide what I want to do on a day-to-day basis. And so for now, what I'm doing is I'm making sure that with the earnings that I'm getting, with the money that I'm getting each and every month, I'm allocating as much as I need to spend it to be able to meet my monthly needs, but a portion of that needs to go towards my savings and investments. And then the second thing that you will realize is that when you start learning to hold on to money, basically in a form of not to say you are hoarding money, but rather what you are spending is less than what you are making, whereby now you are able to save and invest, you will start being able to buy back your time. Now, I've spoken about this in my previous videos, and this for me was the biggest realization, you guys, whereby I realized that money is time. Not time is money, but money is time. That with enough money that is channeled in channeled properly, the more time I can have back on my hands. Ever since I started working, I've never really had the time. I finished matric, went straight to university. After university, went straight to work. Even when I was still in high school and I was still in university, I was working. I haven't had the time to myself. I haven't had the time or the option to choose that, I just don't want to do anything. I just don't want to do anything. Like, even when I'm exhausted and I feel like, I cannot go to work because I'm really just exhausted, I still feel like there's something that I need to be doing with my time, because I haven't reached that portion of my finances where I have bought back my time fully, that I can decide how I spend my time. And so the more you are able to save and invest, the more you will realize that you are able to buy back your time. Every time whenever I log into my portfolios, my investments, I get so encouraged that I'm moving closer to buying my time back. That with each and every investment and every saving that I make, I'm buying my time back. And also, another thing that you will realize is that you will be able to give yourself more choices in this life. Many of us do not have the choices, guys. Many of us, we do the things because of what society expects of us, what we're expected from our family, what we're expected to do from our jobs. We hardly make choices that are just for us. When we make those choices that are just for us, it's 2 days in a week, which is Saturday, Sunday. And I feel bad for people that have to work during weekends, because they literally do not have the choice to decide how they spend majority of their time. When you come back from work, you're exhausted, you don't want to do anything. And so the more money you spend, the less choices you have. And so what you want to do is you want to start in saving as much of that and investing as much of that, so that you can have more choices in this life, so that you don't have to live for the weekends. We need to stop that, guys. We need to stop that. It should not be normal that we have to live for the weekends, that we crave Fridays. We look forward to Fridays because we just can't wait for that end of the day where we can now start living our lives. So long as you think that money is just for earning and then spending, you will constantly live for the weekends. And for me, that's not the life I want for myself. And also, you get to live on your own terms, you guys. Like, there are days whereby I get so sick, and I get so exhausted, and I feel within me that I'm tired, that I'm not okay. And I have to drag myself to work, guys. I have to drag myself to work because why? I need the money. And so for me, I want to get to that point whereby I live in my own terms. And then lastly, you get to do the things that fulfill you. When I was young, I had a dream to become a fashion designer. Even though right now I'm older and I honestly just don't want to be a fashion designer because I've grown out of it. And because I haven't been nurturing that passion within me, I've honestly forgotten about it. But there were other things that I was also passionate about, just like what I'm doing right now, creating. I didn't know that I was going to create through video like this, but creating was definitely a big part of my childhood. And so with me understanding what is money, I am now getting to a point whereby I'm starting to think about what is it that I want to do that fulfills me, that makes me excited, that I look forward to, and I want to do those things, and I wish that for you as well. So in closure, while spending money is inevitable, it is inevitable. You can't avoid it. What you get, you have to spend to a certain extent, But what I'm trying to encourage you with this video is to say, save and invest as much of that as possible. Keep as much of that as possible, because you'll give yourself freedom that you may have never seen or experienced. But once you have it, you start living. You start living, intentionally living, instead of just surviving. With that being said, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure that you click that like button and also subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.